I've been seeing a lot of rare things that I don't usually see. Insects and different occurrences that don't usually occur, like things I've never witnessed before. And I feel like that's the universe speaking to me that, hey, this is a whole new chapter. You've never experienced something like this, so you won't be able to do things that you used to do. And my first instincts would be in certain situations is to run and scramble and to try to fix the situation. But God has been showing me that this is not anything that you can fix, so to speak. This is not something for you to fix. This is not something that you can even fix in a way that you used to fix situations. Like, this is not a solution. The solutions to like things in the past is not going to apply to this new chapter in your life. And I wanted to talk about nature and how it speaks to me and how it has been speaking to me. In a recent video and also in a short, I mentioned a praying mantis. I don't think I've ever seen a praying mantis in real life. And you can look up the spiritual meaning of a praying mantis. But when it comes to interpreting signs and symbols and things that you come across, my first instinct is not to go to Google. I always try to sit with myself, sit with God, and understand what it means for my specific situation and like what's going on in my life. After I do that, I will go to Google if I feel led to. But I came across a dying praying mantis, and I feel like that's symbolizing a lot of things that are dying out in my life. I tried to save the praying mantis, but it was no saving it. And that interprets to my life like as it's some things that you just have to let go. Like, you not gonna be able to hold on to it or try to fix it this time. This is actually time to let something go. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experiencing that. And like, it's something that may provide you like stability, security in some way, shape, or form. And it could be scary to let something that provides you stability and security go, but it's very much needed. Another experience I had in nature was seeing a squirrel actually, and this is the thing, I don't know if he was putting the nut in the ground or digging it out. Either way, I've never seen a squirrel actually do that, and that was very interesting. And that was another symbol of an ending, another like symbolization of the ending, as well for me. Cause when I first seen it, it looked like he was like, I automatically was like, oh my God, he's digging a nut up out of the ground, and that means that it's ready for him to do whatever he gonna do with it, like eat it, I guess. I don't know. But besides that, I wanted to talk about something that happened to me when I was sitting in nature the other day. I seen a bug that I've never seen before. I thought it was a baby dragonfly, but it wasn't a baby dragonfly. It was actually a Dempsey fly. And I found that out from looking it up because I just searched red dragonfly, and the Dempsey fly popped up. And I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I seen. And I did look up the Google spiritual meaning of it. But before I did, I interpreted that as, because let me tell you how it happened. So I was sitting in nature, right? I was sitting down on the ground, and the damn fly, he came, like he was in front of me, like he was flying in front of me. And then like eventually he decided he wanted to fly around my head and like buzz up in my ear, and that shit scared me. So I got up and I ran. So I interpret that as me encountering a situation that is very much new to me, and my first instinct is to run, because I didn't know if it was gonna bite me. I didn't know what it was gonna do, because it's like, why are you in my ear? And after that, when I ran, that's when I ran into the praying mantis that was on the ground, and he was like laying on his back. And me, like, I love insects, like, not no damn roaches, don't play with me, but it's certain insects like that I really love. Like I anything from like literally the other day it was a spider in my bathroom, and I didn't kill it. Like I just put it in a jar and I just put it back outside. But after I ran from the Dempsey fly, that's when I ran into the praying mantis. And I tried to, well, I did look up on Google on, like what I can do to save it or whatever. But eventually, like, I figured out it wasn't no saving it. So instead of leaving it there, I did take it home, and I wanted to give it a peaceful death, because I didn't want nobody to step on it, or another like a bird or something to come and eat it or nothing. So I was like, let me take you home, and I put it in a jar with like some flowers, some plants and stuff, so it can have a pretty little grave, and like a peaceful death. But that symbolized for me, it's just like certain things you just have to let it die. It is what it is. That's in regards to relationships, people, places, or things. Like, you just gotta let it go. And I feel like lately I've been experiencing a lot of rejection when it comes to me going after certain things. And I've been experiencing that rejection because God is like, no, that's not the way to go. Now, one thing I don't really talk much about to other people is how I'm clairaudient. And let me tell y'all, so this morning, right before I woke up, I heard Moses. God said Moses. And Moses is a man in the Bible. He has a story in the Bible. And from, probably like 2 hours, I was reading about Moses and watching videos on Moses. And what I gained from that is God trying to tell me to stop being disobedient when it comes to like certain things that he's telling me to do, even if it doesn't make sense. Because I believe he told Moses to get water out of a rock. So yeah, God has been telling me to like use certain gifts that I have and execute certain creative ideas, and just basically do what it is that you love to do and what you're passionate about pertaining to your purpose. But like where I am in my life right now, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, because I got bills to pay. And me trying to do certain things pertaining to like creating content and things like that, like it doesn't register as like a quick solution to my financial situation right now. But then that's where, that's my cat. That's where the disobedience comes in. And I don't want to be disobedient to God. I don't. So if you're watching this video, you can most likely relate. What I got from Moses' story is he was he was disobedient, and at the end of the story he wasn't even able to see the land that he had led other people to. Like, he seen it, but he wasn't able to go. And I don't want that to be me, you know? So yeah, that's why I'm creating this video. But back to nature. As you can see at the beginning of the video, like I took a walk one day, the other day, and I have been going on these walks lately and sitting in nature a lot more. And when I was on my walk, all I was doing was just smelling nature. It smelled it smelled like a mixture of floral and citrus. And I love the smell of nature. It smells so good, especially like when I'm around like a bunch of trees. It smells so good. But one of the messages that I got was, when I was working a 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday, from 9:30 to 6:30 every day, when I would get off work, the closest I would get to nature is going outside on my balcony. And for some time, that was acceptable. That was enough for me. But it wasn't enough for God. God needed me to go further. And it's a lot of other things that God wanted me to do, even pertaining to like sharing my gifts and executing certain projects or completing certain projects that I would actually write down, get halfway through, but never actually complete. And it's just like, in this chapter in my life, ain't no more of that. Ain't no more of, oh, I'm too tired to do it, or I'm drained after work. And even if a job is something that's is providing you stability, if it's getting in the way of your purpose, it gotta go. So what I have noticed is that I've had nothing but time to do all the things that I said that I didn't have time to do when I was working a 9 to 5. The only difference is I don't have that income coming in. And as humans, like, that can make us feel very uncomfortable and discouraged at the same time. And I know that right now God is teaching me how to go without certain things and still be obedient to my purpose and to me. Like, I owe myself what? My bad, I just got a notification. I owe myself to spend time in nature, because that's something that I love to do. I owe myself to sit on here and talk on YouTube and talk about whatever I want to talk about and whatever God is leading me to talk about. Like, I owe myself that. And I did one night for sure. I was feeling it strong, like all the way up until this one night. Like, I was like, I don't regret leaving my job. I don't regret leaving my job. But this one night, when I thought that I had a solution to my problem and it didn't come, and then, or to like my income or whatever, and it didn't come through, like, I was pissed off. I was pissed the fuck off. I'm like, then that's when the regret started coming in. And that was an indication that my faith was being tested. And the enemy, however you want to look at it, the enemy, your ego, whatever, my ego was pissed off. Okay? Like, I was so mad. I'm like, God. And then I started like going back on, because I know that God is the one who put it on my soul to resign from my job. But like, when I noticed that things are not moving in my timing, like I started getting real frustrated and I started regretting the fact that I did resign from my job. But eventually I realized literally the next day, I was just like, yeah, I don't regret it. I don't regret leaving my job. Like, I don't care how hard it get, I still don't regret leaving my job. And I kid you not, I have been on I think that was last week, last Wednesday, I went on an interview. And the interview actually went well. And before I went, I let God know, if it's in your will, let it be done, you know. But either way, I still wanted to enjoy myself at the interview and say that it went well. And it went well, but I still ain't got no call back. And it's crazy because I I know that I did so good in the interview, and it went really well. And it's like, no matter how well the interview went, I still have this acceptance that I didn't get a call back, because it's like, I know that that's not what God want me to do. God doesn't want me to do, and it's not allowing me to succeed in anything if it's not like pertaining to something that I feel connected to. I can act like, oh yeah, I want this job. Oh yeah, I can get through it. Yeah, but it's something that I'm gonna eventually end up hating and end up being very irritated with, and that's just not something that I can. It's not. I can no longer do that in this cycle that I'm in. Like, anything that I know deep down inside I don't really want to do, it's not gonna happen for me. So yeah, God was like, yeah, you can do good in the interview, but this job still ain't for you. This is not what I want you to do. You know? And I know that it's not, I'm not fighting a battle alone. Or I don't even know if it's a battle that I'm fighting when it comes to like finances and shit like that. Like, I honestly feel like God is not even wanting me to worry about that. So I'm not. I go back and forth. I'm not perfect. Like, I'm not all lollipops and motherfucking and rainbows right now. Like, you know, I have my moments, but I know deep down inside that God got me. So, spend time in nature, y'all. Like, pay attention to what God is telling you to do, and actually be obedient, even if it don't make sense, even if it's not giving you those quick results that you want. Because what I've noticed is when I don't do something that God tells me to do, it delays my progress. And God will literally show me, he has shown me, Tippis, this is where you could have been if you would have did what I told you to do this day, or at this time when I told you to do it. And that hurts so bad. And I can't be mad at nobody but myself, you know? So I just wanted to get on here and let y'all know that.